Hi everyone. So, the last video I made on the numbers 3, 6 and 9 with some positive traits, some negative traits and jobs or careers. So now, today I'm going to do the number 2, the number 4 and the number 8 and see or tell a little bit about positive traits, negative traits and maybe jobs or careers that number thrives from. So we'll start with the number 2. So for number 2, these are the positive aspects of this number, and if your life path or your expression or your soul number is this, then this could be certain traits that you have. So number 2 is very sensitive. Number 2 is very intuitive. Number 2 is the harmonious number, the balanced number. That's the number of the peacemaker, the negotiator, the one who can see both sides of the story and give their input without taking either side. So that's a really good and very positive trait that they have. Very loving, very giving, very considerate, aware of others and feelings, and they can be very shy as well. They can be very quiet and reserved, but don't underestimate that number 2 just because of that, because they're very good at reading a room or reading people. Just because they're not that person who's the centre of attention or using the voice a lot, doesn't mean that they're not aware or they're not understanding or reading the situation. They're very peaceful, very quietly spoken as well. They can be very soft and very gentle in the voice when they speak. They do follow people rather than lead people, as that's not their strong point, and they don't want to be that leader. They want to follow whoever and have someone leading. They are very gentle, like I said, very softly spoken, very considerate. They consider other people's feelings all the time, probably more than their own. They're very warm and people will be attracted or drawn to that person because of the comfort that they will get from them. And they are the mediator basically. So when we go to jobs or careers, this is where that comes in play, because they're very good at this mediation and being a mediator. Their jobs could entail in actual mediators, whether it's, I don't know, in marriage counselling, being that mediator in that. Anything that needs that non-biased or someone who's going to take one side because of their ego or whatever, that job is definitely for this person. They can be good social workers as well, as like I say, because they can take on everyone's voice or situation and then come to their own conclusion. They can go down the medical profession when it comes to pharmaceutical, or even down to just being a nurse or being somebody, a doctor, someone who advises people on what to do or what the health can, or what things are caused. Someone who just gives that good advice and stuff as well. A guidance person. They could be someone who guides people through life, who just needs someone to speak to, who needs help or a sense of direction or purpose. Meditation could be something what they do when, that's because the job, because the voice is so soft and it lures people in and people feel so calm and peaceful. Being a guided meditator would be a good job for that person. Or even a teacher as well. And when it comes to having their own business, usually if they have their own idea to have their own business, they wouldn't do it alone. They would do it in either a team or a partnership, that is 100% what number twos would rather do, because I think they would be too scared of a failure if they went alone on it. They might have the ideas, but they will become in a partnership, or they will thrive more within a group of people. Yeah. So the negative traits that can come when they're not balanced or on the dark side, if they've not learned certain lessons yet, would be a pushover. Basically, people would literally just walk all over them. They could become resentful. They could become very self-doubting, which, you know, that's not their strongest point anyway, of having certain fears, and that's why they're not this leader. So when it comes into this self-doubt, that can be a lot for them. Lack of confidence, passive-aggressive, people pleaser, which I think that could be a trait that is in the positive and the bad. They are that person, you know, but when you do it so many, it might take them a lot to walk away from something, but people seem to do that to number twos because they're just so kind and so generous and so gentle. So yeah, and then they can literally become someone who is, the mind will go over worrying. They will lose all sense of balance in every aspect, because everything just takes over. That fear, the self-doubt, the scaredness of things, and they'll just hold back and not go forward. And everyone needs the number two, because number two, like I say, the peacemaker, the negotiator, they're the ones who see fairly about things. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say for the number two. I'm going to go on to the number four next. So let's start with the positives from the number four. So they're very dedicated, number four people. They're very focused. They're very determined. They are very work orientated. They are hard workers. Out of all the numbers, number four is the number that is the most hardworking. Yeah. Also, they are very loyal, because they always say everyone needs a number four as a friend, because that number four is that ride or die friend who will go above and beyond for anybody, or especially when it's like family, friends, very like committed when it comes to that. They're very reliable, they're very responsible, they're very honest, they will tell you the truth. Very trustworthy. So, you know, if you've got secrets or certain things you've got to talk about, talk to this number four, because they're that person who's going to listen. And they're probably not going to give you, they're going to give you advice, but they're not going to be very opinionated and make you feel rubbish about whatever you just said. So that's a good trait of theirs. They're very self-disciplined. They are very logical as well. They're very honest, so they'll tell you the truth as well with things, which is very good. Yeah, number four people are just that person who you know will always be there at your side. They're very good. They're very business orientated as well, working. So it's like, if there's people around them who are struggling, they'll come up with a business idea where it's not for just them, it's for them and others around them. So it's not just getting themselves to this point, they're going to take everyone with them. They can do a number of jobs as well. That's another thing. Number four people will give anything a go. That also is a really positive trait of theirs. If something fails, they'll just go and do another thing. They're not going to dwell on that. They're going to keep going. I call them the handymen or handywoman. They're just good at everything. They'll give everything a go. And I'll tell you what, they won't give up either. That number, say if you've got a puzzle or you've got something what's not going to plan, they will go out their way to solve that puzzle. They won't quit. That is the one good thing with them. They are so good at solving problems or situations, or even fixing things. They just fix things. They just can do it. Take stuff apart and redo it again. But a negative trait now which comes with this is, because they are that workaholic as such, they can dedicate their life into work, and when they get to a later stage in their life, they can be upset and realise that they've focused too much on work and that they've not lived, and they're just dedicated to working basically. Because even when they're on holiday, they can be that person who can't shut off. When it comes to work, they will be taking phone calls, they're not enjoying the moment and the holiday, and they're still working while on holiday. So that's a bad trait of theirs. They could become stubborn, they could become controlling, they can become very argumentative, they can become materialistic, they become very blunt and not caring of what they're saying to somebody or how it's going to affect that person. They can become lazy, they can become undisciplined, they can become very dull and just very negative and not seeing no positives in anything. So it's like when they're in that state of mind, it's just like anything you say, they will come back with a negative. Right, so let's go for jobs. So, oh yeah, because another good trait of theirs is organising. They're very good at organising the home. They just love to organise anyone's houses. If they're in someone's house and they see something, I think it would really set them off into needing to sort it. So they would want to do that. So in jobs, they could be someone's PA, they could be someone's organiser, they could literally be somebody who they call in to organise an office space, or, you know, filing cabinets. So PA and stuff, an accountant as well, that's another good job what they do. Supervisors, decorators, builders, because remember, they could be a handyman because they can do all the jobs. They will give anything a go, girl or boy, they will do it. So they're an all-rounder really, person who you call in, who can just do anything, flat packs, anything like that. Engineers also, because like I say, they're someone who won't quit whatever they're doing, they'll keep going at it. They can also become surgeons as well because they like that challenge of fixing things, yeah. Judges, clerks, because they're very good at solving problems, so they've got an eye for it, or so, you know, they're someone good at doing this because they're going to be able to weigh up all the situations and see all sides to it. Architects as well, building, someone who builds houses or structures because they're good at seeing things and having a vision and then putting it into place. So that's their other good job for them as well. But literally they can do anything basically, and they probably will do everything. They'll probably have so many failures and go at another one, you know, and they'll keep going. Right, number 8, positive traits. Number 8s are very successful, very ambitious. They are very powerful because number 8 is classed as a powerful number. They can be very wealthy, they can be very abundant. They've got a really, really strong mind when it comes mindset in anything they do basically. Also, they're very generous as well. They're very organised, they like to be organised, that's like the number 4 as well. So like half of 8 is 4 and 8, you know, balance each other out. They're very brave, they're very practical, they are very courageous, they like to challenge themselves as well, and they like the finer things in life, yeah. They like music as well. They're very artistic, very artistic people, number 8s. Also, the number 8 is represented by the phoenix as well. So when you think about the number 8, so number 8s can say that the life is always 1 minute they're up, then they're down, because it's always kind of going around this number 8. But they always say with the phoenix, it's always going to rise from the ashes no matter what. So number 8s won't stay down for long because they'll always bounce back up because it's a balanced number. So they're always going to be back up no matter what. So career-wise, they can be entrepreneurs, yeah. They have they're always coming up with new ideas of how to go about life or business plans. So that's also with the 4 as well. Because number 8 is classed as money and abundance, they've got this sense of purpose in life to want money. So jobs like in the finance areas or banking and stuff like that, that's probably, they could be drawn to stuff like that. Management skills are really good, so whatever job they're in, they could become the manager. They could be someone who is a business planner, who plans out other people's businesses because of the good ideas. So if you have a business plan and you need someone to come in and help you to set this business, the number 8 person would be very good at that. They also could be in the politics, in the courtrooms and that kind of stuff, because also they're very good at being balanced when it comes to the court justice system. Food, they could be chefs, cooks, they're very good at cooking, very good at anything artistic, but food, a lot of them are really good at cooking. So you could be someone who becomes a chef, or baking, anything like that, because that's another creative way. Music, they love to sing. Usually number 8 people are very good at singing or writing music, or playing instruments. They've just got they're born with that skill within them. They can also become someone spiritual and religious. So number 8, they're very curious about religion. So a lot of them will go and seek all religions and just have a look at what each one means. So they could become then sound healers, because of the frequency of the sound and stuff with the number 8. I think that's kind of within them as well. They can become Reiki healers, sound healing and guided meditation, stuff like that, or spiritual practices in general, just healing people in general. Healers, they have, they've got that app for healing, but because they love music, maybe they combine the music and the healing into the same. They heal people through their voice. So that's beautiful. So I'll go through some negative traits now for the number 8. So if the number 8's not balanced, guys, they can become very, very greedy, very superficial. They can become stingy. They can become too serious in life and not enjoying it. Their ego can take over basically and step in the way of them and getting what they need out of life. They can become argumentative as well, like with the number 4, restless, too forceful on their own opinion. Their opinion can become more forceful of others, which number 8s don't do that. They're usually balanced, and they'll give you an opinion, but they won't be forceful with that opinion. But when it's unbalanced, they will. They can be very tense, very superficial, stingy, and just not being kind to others. Very narrow-minded. But this is when they've not learnt certain lessons, because like I say, if they was on that side of things, that means that they could be having some kind of awakening with inside, and then that's when the number 8 will be more balanced then. But guys, that's what I've got now for number 2, 4 and 8, which are the even numbers. My next video will be on the number 1, the number 5 and the number 7. So I hope this has helped whoever needed to hear these things. So remember guys, if you, in your numerology chart, if your life path or your expression or your solar numbers are any of these numbers, then these traits could be what you have, or what you've seen within yourself, or maybe you're starting to experience some of these now. But yeah, hope this helped guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll watch the next video. Bye for now.